In the previous videos of this series, we took a good look at the various parts of the interface within Morphine. Now we're going to take this knowledge and apply it in practice. I'm going to run through the process of making your own sounds within Morphine to give you an idea on how to go about this yourself. Making your own sounds can be quite rewarding and can lead to some unique and unusual results. More importantly, when making your own sounds, you can learn better how and when it is a good idea to go back to the sound creation when making a particular sound for a particular song. Very often, if you can fix these problems at the source, then it makes life easier for everything down the signal path. Although resynthesis will, for most people, be the bread and butter for creating sounds within Morphine, I'm going to start off by creating some simple waveforms, similar to those that you'd use in a software synthesizer. These themselves can be useful when layering sounds. The first and easiest to create in Morphine is a sine wave. A single sine wave is very easy to create in Morphine for obvious reasons. All you need to do is to create a single partial in the first position on the sound generator. This then provides you with a simple sine wave sound. This sound is used very often to provide sub-bass sounds with an electronic track. It is also used to add weight or body to other sounds. You can of course experiment for using other levels and other partials in a sound, and I would recommend that you do so. Next up is a square wave. A square wave is made up of the original fundamental and the odd harmonics. Building up from the original, I can draw in these harmonics individually. If I lower the volume across the spread, then the sound you end up with approximates a square wave. This is very often a favorite waveform when creating bass sounds. Of course, I could have quite easily done this using a shortcut. I could have selected odd from this menu here and adjusted the sound levels from that. Triangle waveforms are up next, and unlike the square wave, the triangle waveform is made up of even harmonics, as opposed to odd harmonics. Finally, last, but certainly not least, we have the Sawtooth Wave, which is made up of all harmonic. This is a favorite for many sounds in general, but in particular, it's a favorite amongst electronic musicians. You'll have noticed that while I'm going up the frequencies on the arrange page, I have lowered the volume in all of these, and this is no mistake. With sounds like this, the fundamental sound is the one which provides a base for the rest of the sounds to build upon, and as such has the highest volume. As you go away from this sound, similarly, the higher harmonics gradually get quieter in volume. You can build static sounds in this fashion, and use the sounds to mimic those of a subtractive synthesizer. And you may well find many uses for these particular waveforms. Although very often a sine wave can be combined with many other instruments, provide the other sound with perceived volume presence in a mix, without interfering with the other sounds that might be in a filled track mix. In the next video, I'll take a closer look at creating sounds using resynthesis.